I'm Laura Rafferty and I'm a professional football player for Southampton FC and I'm a centre-back. I was around 6 when I discovered my love for football. Just kind of the goalkeeper for my brother in the garden for a long time, and then kind of discovered I was actually okay. So then we just kind of got stuck with a boys team, which I absolutely loved. I then went into the academy system at Southampton when I was 7. So it was quite a quick jump, but I was there till I was 15, and then there was no women's team then, so I had to basically look elsewhere. I was very lucky to then be able to go to Chelsea. I was professional for 3 of the years at Chelsea. I did some loan spells in between then. I felt like I learnt a lot from the players I was around every day in training, but I think as a young player, especially a centre-back, I know that I needed to go and play and get that experience for myself. I then signed for Brighton. I was there for 5 years. Had a very good 2 first years. I would say I progressed, probably that was the biggest spell where I progressed. But then that also was the hardest moment for my career, where I did my ACL. I'll talk about that later, I'm sure, but then I went to Bristol for a year, just another loan spell. And I just realised that I kind of needed to sort my life out. I know the Southampton have massive ambitions, so I spoke to the people at the club and it brought me back home. So it's led me to where I am now, and I'm very thankful for the journey, I think for me it hits home a bit more because it actually is home. Part of that promotion was something for me that is definitely one of the key highlights of my career for how close it is to me. I believe that we've still got a lot more that we're going to do. We're having a fantastic year so far in the Championship, and it's just brilliant to be a part of. And the biggest part for me was being happy off the pitch as well, which led me to being back around my friends and family. So the fact that they can come and be at all the games as well is something that for a long time I didn't have, and I never take that for granted now. Yeah, I was young then, so I wish I took a lot more in than what I did. Obviously we've got the photos and things, but I learnt so much off such experienced players, your Kaz Carneys, your Katie Chapmans, and they were just players that I looked up to for a long time. So to be in the change room with them and celebrate with them was something that obviously I won't forget. It's a massive highlight, but the trophy was all right too, to be fair. So it was a really good journey, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't tough. It's probably the hardest moment of my life. But I think when people look at injuries, they think it's just the outside, and they look at the time frame you're not on the pitch for. Where actually that was probably the most positive part, because that was the part that I could actually structure to my progress of where I wanted to be. And that was my timeline, that was my kind of, this is how long, and that was what kept me going actually. So what people think is a negative, I actually use as a positive. And what people don't see was the hardest part for me. I think, in terms of the pain that people can't feel, and you've been a professional athlete, you want to be back on the pitch, and just simple things about like being in the physio room and you get back on the pitch and there's a bit of pain and it's like you're fighting a battle. Do I say the pain? Do I not say the pain? And for me, the biggest thing for that injury is I matured as a person before a player. And that's why my biggest value now, out of any club I'm at, any person that I'm friends with, is their values in terms of, if you value me, it's a massive part, because I think it's very important to feel valued. And for a long time during that injury, I didn't get that a lot. And now that's why I look for that so much. So it was a massive learning curve for me, and I've matured a lot over the time. So it took me 3 years, but I'm here and I'm enjoying life in football now. There's no kind of right way or wrong way for anyone, I don't think. I think the things that I did when I was injured, I probably wouldn't advise to myself, and that being said, it's having some negative days and being okay with that, knowing that it's a duration of time. It's not just today or tomorrow you need to feel better. It might be a week, it might be a year. In my case it was 3 years, but I'm looking back right now and going, I'm actually so thankful for that. And I'm not just saying that. A lot of people, they try and put a positive spin on things that aren't positive, but I am genuinely never been more serious to the point that I am a better person now than I ever was before. I was immature before. Now I can see people for what they are, feel things for how I feel them, and I'm okay with that. I'm actually really good with that. So I think just take things day by day and understand that it's always okay. If you're having a bad day, have it. And it's fine, because tomorrow will be a bit better. And if it's not, the next day will be. And just keep going. Yeah, I think it's important not to lose the love of the game. That's where it can be really hard, because I speak about sacrifice, I speak about external factors coming in, whether that be pressure, whether that be team selection, that could be anything. People coming in, you move your life to a club that your family are completely away from. There's a lot, and if you're not enjoying that, everything else, every other factor becomes massive. When you're enjoying it, these are small factors that you try and work around. You know, being away from your family, it's okay, I'm going to go home and visit them. But I think that, you know, as long as you're enjoying it and day by day you're putting one foot in front of the other, you've got yourself to be very proud of, yeah. I enjoy just doing anything away from football. And that might seem really controversial, but I like just recovering, I like looking after my body, I like going out for food, but just kind of like to keep away from football, really, yeah. I actually wouldn't like to go fully away from football. I would like to stay within football. I would like to go into the coaching kind of management roles, maybe possibly in the future, but I think for me, I love to talk. I'm obsessed with the game in terms of the details of the game. I'm obsessed with like problem solving and things as well. So something maybe like your punditry type thing, you're talking. I love doing all the analysis side of stuff as well. I think, you know, football's such a massive game and there's so many factors to the game. But I would definitely love to do something like that, along the lines of that. I'm obsessed with it. I trust my best friend with everything. Obviously, she's teamed up with you guys. She speaks very highly of you guys. I could already tell that, you know, you, Freya, you come to the games and support Kira. I see that. And like I said, that's the biggest thing for me. I've said it all through the interview. Didn't know that question was coming either. So yeah, being valued is a massive, massive part for me. And even things like that come into the games, and like you catching up with Kira after the game, that I see that, and that's very comforting as well in a very pressurised environment. And I think you take that factor away a lot. And I think it's important to be able to have the arm around your shoulder. Obviously, you've got the links too, so. But no, on a serious note, I'm very grateful to be a part of integral sport, yeah. Yeah, I think it's the family feel. Like literally it's 3 days it's been, and we've already been out together and done the most amazing player kind of appearance that I've ever done. We went into the Springwell school and gifted the chance for loads of kids to go and have an opportunity with the FA Cup, and seeing all their faces light up. I know a lot of agencies don't always deal with that, but that's a side for me that I think that's very special to the game. And I know a lot of them kids will probably come and watch our matches now as well. So as well as you being a very family orientated agency, I think that you've still got ambitions to grow the women's game, and obviously being a part of that, that's fantastic. And as a player, that's what I want to do too. So I think our paths meet very well.